Greetings and salutations, humans. This is Froggy and friends.
We're the friends.
Yep, they're my. Yep. And we are going to be playing the game Grit, which is I guess it would be Weird West, or yeah, a Weird West like rendition of a merger of a few 2D20 games. If everyone could go around, say your name and your character, kind of a little description. I know it says underneath, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's going to be reading that throughout the game. So
Definitely.
So we're doing character introduction?
yeah.
Okay, I am Cedric Q. Sauer. I guess I'm mad scientist from Germany. I'm not doing too well right now just because of the events of the last video. So I haven't really got to whip out my big guns yet. So I'm kind of
Literally.
excited for that. So all I've done is thrown acid and try and stab things, and that's about it. So,
You shot.
oh yeah, I shot, but it didn't do anything.
I'm Tulok. I am from the north, and I've made my way on a quest to find out more about my heritage. And I missed a legendary battle that I don't know anything about because my character had some awful food poisoning, and so did I. Hang on, before we go any further, you'll see in front here that I'm Courtney Jade. I'm not actually Courtney Jade. I'm actually Tulok. Just for clarification.
Oh, you got the names.
No, I
That's
put the
because
wrong
you said
seat.
the wrong seats.
That's my bad.
You could have let me know that.
I just saw it over there. So go ahead, babe. Tell her if you want.
I'm Jade. I'm a highwayman thief from the Arizona Territory. And last game, I just dealt with some things from my past. So,
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah. And I'm Frederick, who is a cavalryman from the United States military, retired because of some traumatic stress that he went through. And his family is from the Louisiana Territory, and he so happens to be associated with some high-ranking people around Louisiana. And he also has some spellcasting abilities related to that.
And I'm Froggy, and the rest of the world is in my head.
Cool.
There's a lot of room in there. Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Okay, last session, they were at the graveyard that they were sent to, and they came upon someone digging a grave. Actually, it was three individuals initially, and they found out that it was an individual that Jade knew, a certain Carlos from her old gang. He just didn't look the same, didn't smell the same, and his crew was way different. A bunch of ghouls, and they barely made it out of there. One of the ghouls actually slashed itself and threw some of its blood into the air. Looked like it splattered onto a wall, and the ghouls and Carlos went through it. And this is the aftermath of it. There is no dead bodies. There is blood on the ground from them. Your Jade, now your injury was very superficial, but you had high adrenaline, so that's why there was blood that actually kind of happened. So yeah, you now as a reminder, if you used any fortune points or anything to kind of hold off any trauma or any wounds that you had, this is the beginning of a new scene. So your trauma is back. Like this is where the way to explain this is your adrenaline has stopped running, and this is the beginning of shock. So if you have a trauma, that means for every trauma, that's one more step of difficulty to actually do like your mental stats.
We immediately got one on like the start of the stuff.
Yes, they did. Need this to make sure that I can. Okay.
As a player, I'm just approaching this very humbly, and I'm not going to talk any smack about all the damage that I would have had otherwise. I'm not that foolish. I'm just gonna humbly walk in here.
Okay, so this is y'all are breathing heavy. You just saw your ghost dog. You actually got to see it in real life. Uh, Frederick, you've seen some stuff that you've only heard about. Yeah. So what do you guys do? If you remember, there is a Doug. They were most of the way digging that grave. So yeah, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna inspect the grave.
You're gonna inspect the grave. Okay. Are you walking up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. I still need a little.
Still.
Yeah, but okay. You go to the grave. Are you at the foot of it, the head of it, right or left side of it?
Whichever I approached it, so like whatever way the
You would have been.
grave.
Let's just say the foot.
Okay,
You'd be at the
I'll
foot.
look at the foot through the.
You're gonna look through the monocle.
Yeah.
Okay. How long are you gonna look through the monocle?
Not too long. I'll look long enough until it like starts hurting again.
Until it starts hurting.
Yeah. So do.
Okay, so do a discipline. It's on your sheet.
Pretty good. Okay. Do we take the roll that's outside? Because I accidentally rolled it outside.
Just re-rolled it.
Okay, 2 successes. It was a 20. I was taking it.
Okay, well, that's what you needed. So you're feeling pressure but not pain.
Okay.
But as you're looking at the grave itself, you see, like before, wisps of like almost smoke or flame, but it's like when you looked at other graves, there's like some green. This one's definitely like a dark, like a black, and or like a dark green, kind of flowing up, and it's pretty strong. Like it's definitely in the shape of a humanoid laying there. You can see the shape of it because you're looking at the foot of it, so you can see like there's a head. It just wisping out, kind of like that.
What do I see when I take the monocle off? Just dirt?
Yeah, just dirt, and of course like the scratch marks from someone digging.
Digging.
Yeah.
Using observation, did they get like what they're digging for?
It doesn't seem.
Doesn't
I would
seem.
just say because they stopped mid digging because they didn't get to the corpse or anything, so they're just like halfway through the ground. So what, Frederick and Jade, what are y'all doing while he's?
I probably walked up too, but I'm like, did y'all see my dog too? Did y'all see that too? Like,
I'm more focused on the grave, but I'll add. I'll be like, I did see a spooky puppy.
Spooky puppy.
And then I kind of like drag the dirt a little bit to see if I can like if it's like close enough.
Okay.
Like if I dug like crazy, I'm just saying I would.
should we keep digging?
I'm going to dig a little bit to see what's under here. So I guess just
Okay.
that's what I'm doing.
Right about then, Tulok starts walking in.
Make you decide.
Oh, I have to wait.
I'm still in the bathroom.
It's all right. Let's actually go to you right now. Okay. You are by an outhouse and you are purging.
Yep.
So I need you to roll a resistance. Yeah, roll a resistance, which is in your brawn.
Yep. Okay, right there.
Yep.
0 successes.
Okay, you're going to take a fatigue.
Okay.
Now what that means is your max vigor is down a step.
Okay.
So just exit off at the
Like,
moment. So you have
temporarily.
yeah. Well, actually make a square around it.
Okay.
Yeah. you're not injured at the moment, for whatever reason that smart there. But what that means is like, like if you did a forced march or something like that, you can't have your full vigor.
Okay.
All you guys, your vigor is full and your resolve is full because this is a new scene. But your
Really?
wounds and trauma,
Wait, but we have I know we have fatigue. Is that gone too?
no, your fatigue's still there. Yeah. So, now, okay, so you're retching, and you're cleared out. You're flush, and then I'm guessing you kind of catch in your brain like, where'd everybody go?
Mhm.
So you're probably gonna stagger and go that way. So now
That's
you
exactly what it is.
now you're gonna be now.
Staggering and wiping
It-
my spoodle.
You're cresting over the edge of this bowl,
Okay.
and you're hearing everywhere like echoing of gunfire as you're
Okay.
starting to go up and
Okay.
you start going down. You just missed the whole thing. They caught their breath. Um,
A lot of gunfire.
yes,
Yeah.
a lot of gunfire.
Burning acid.
Yeah, and the smell in the air is dissipated from the actual event, but Cedric is farther down. And are all of you around the grave?
Yeah.
Fred-
I moved up.
Friedrich, are you by the grave?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all that. So it takes you a while to get over there, and he's actually digging in there at this time.
Okay. Can I roll a lore as I'm walking in because I'm trying to figure out what's going on?
What do you mean trying to figure out what's going on?
Tulok,
What do you mean?
obviously something happened, and so he's trying to put.
Should be.
It might be an observation, but
That'd probably be an observation. You've got to think of lore as actually kind of like the history of an area. Do you actually know any history of this area? No.
probably not. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Do you want to give me any doom or anything? Excuse me while I.
How much do you? Is that all you're doing?
This is just a little bit of it.
I think we'll just. Yeah. No, we're okay.
That's what
He
we
used to-
had.
yeah, I was gonna say, he used a lot of doom last.
One success.
One success.
Yes.
There's definitely something happened here. You can definitely see that there's now remember this is super dark.
Mm-hmm.
And actually all most of your things were more difficult because of how dark it was.
Okay.
Was one step more difficult because it was dark. So this you can see that there is definitely a scuffle. You see movement ahead because the starlight is enough that you can actually see movement. There's some dark splatters in different areas, and definitely a drag mark.
Okay.
That just ends. And you have a high enough like tracking. You can definitely tell that there's barefoot tracks
Okay.
of human-esque feet.
Okay.
So that's roughly what something went down and it wasn't very
good.
pretty.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah.
What happened here?
We're all like,
Wouldn't you like to know? And I'm just... yeah.
Uh,
where you been?
I was sick. What happened? Why didn't anyone call me?
That.
By what?
I used
Where did they go?
acid because of you.
There's no bodies.
They
That's
went,
what I said.
went in a
Well,
puddle.
no, yeah, they got away.
They got away.
Yes. And now I'm digging this hole.
Why are you digging the hole?
I don't know. I felt like it.
They were.
There's something down here.
They didn't get to the casket.
No.
What's the name on the tombstone read if there is one?
There is no name.
They wanted this thing, and I'm going to find out what it is. And I'm still digging.
So then I'm gonna. Is there room enough for me to get in the hole with him and help him
I
dig?
guess I'm doing like this. I'm like,
Yeah, they were actually digging it out pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's down where.
wait, where's their shovels there?
Yeah, are there shovels that I can grab? don't know that I would have one. Let's see if I
No,
can.
you most likely don't have a shovel with you, but you could look. You could do it like a. Let's see here. Um, do an observation
Okay.
to see if someone left one in the. You're going to need. It would be two, but you have to get three because it's dark.
So you only
I
have,
need to.
what's your what's your option?
Unless I can roll a
You
one.
have to get a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to get a one.
Or I'd have to give you doom.
You can
I
give me
mean,
a
nice.
I assist him in whatever
For a shovel,
Oh yeah, you can assist. So that means you get
this is just
one.
for a shovel.
You get a free die.
Oh. We can always do that, or what are the
With
rules?
certain
for assist?
things. It's assisting has to make sense.
Okay. I didn't know we could do that. That's awesome. All right.
Well, you've been sick.
System should pop up out of the grave.
1, 2, 3, 3 successes.
Cool. You do find a shovel.
Nice. So then I'm gonna grab my shovel and I'm gonna
I'm still.
scoot around Cedric because I can tell that they're not happy with me. So
Okay. You're gonna try to help.
Yep.
I'm gonna crawl out and just let him do the work. I'm just gonna be like,
is everybody okay? Kind of like looking at everybody's little beat up.
They're not.
my
very
arm's
good.
like,
most friends have been scathed.
Yeah.
Sure, it's
Around this time, you hear, "What the heck?" And you hear a Sheriff, you okay? You peek your head out of the hole.
Yeah.
You got 4 guys coming to you. One of them like a nightgown, and he's got his pistol belt, and he dropped his rifle. And he grabs it, and you got 4 guys pointing
Specifically me.
weapons
Can
pointed at the area there.
Okay. I'm gonna
I go
very
hands up.
slowly.
Can I use my persuade to like?
I have my hands up and my arms like this.
I drop the shovel and kind of. They can't see it, but I'm slowly pulling my axe out because I'm in the hole.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
wonderful. So
What we need.
I think anybody. I'm just prepping just in case.
Well, what are you gonna say?
She's gonna try to persuade here.
I'm like, hey, Sheriff. We actually came down here to some people who were trying to dig up this grave. So we were.
Get in on it.
It does look that way. But if you look and see, there's track marks around of other things that were here.
Sheriff, we're trying to see what's so special about this here hole in the ground.
Roller persuasion.
Wait. Yeah. Would that be assisting?
Yeah, could I assist her?
Because he said. Wait, I would be persuading for a Native American.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Somebody has to add another step.
Well, I just want to assist. Just stay. Just stay in my little hole.
I have 2 successes.
Oh, okay. Let me see. All right, he's lowering his weapons, but he's still very. All of them are walking up on you. The what you're guessing are the deputies. They look real angry.
Okay, well, I'm slowly sliding. Now that they've lowered that thing, I put my axe back in its little holster there.
Okay.
So then my hands are free.
Heard you guys have been having some issues with people digging graves up.
We have not had anyone touch our grave. What is going on here? And you can definitely tell he's walking with a limp. He's dusty at the moment. He's got a massive, even in the starlight, you can see that he's got a massive mustache, beard,
Okay.
like and he's got a bunch of scars on his face. And if you want to roll an insight for me,
Me?
yes. And Frederick, roll an insight for me too.
It's up in your awareness.
1 success.
Okay.
Me and you just like,
Well, you guys are in the hole. You can't see.
no, he's out of the
I'm
hole.
out of the hole because I'm letting him dig it.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah, see, that's why
What was that? One? Okay, with one success. The reason I said you because you have fighting experience. You can see that this guy walks with confidence and pain at the same time. Uh, he's not an individual when he was younger that you'd want to be tussling with. The other deputies, of course, you eyeing things up. It looks like they know what they're doing. And also the thought crosses your head, why this many deputies and a sheriff for a town like this? Um, uh, well, if you could get out of that there hole, boy.
put my hands up and then I try to crawl my best out of it. without-
Okay. You're not
Being threatening.
you're not super deep. You're
Oh,
like,
okay.
So you could
you're like
just step.
yeah, you're like 3.5 feet down.
Oh,
They like
okay,
it.
so I just crawl up then and I'll make sure they see my hands.
Ah,
Very quiet.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Your volume's down a little bit.
Volume down?
Yeah, for some. Yeah, but you can just go.
In your best interest that we exhume this body. I can tell that just from looking at you all, that you're a little bit outmanned for this specific kind of a job. And we have deduced from investigation and from outside resourcing that this body could be what these individuals are after. So, if we remove it from this location, you would be safer, and your people that you are protecting would be safer as well.
Are you gonna guard yourself if someone swings at you?
Um, no.
Okay. Just for story wise, you get a rifle butt to the back of your head, and then y'all hear, "Don't be mouthing off to the sheriff." Sheriff pulls out his gun and points it at his head. Don't tell someone to do something unless I tell you. So Frederick is out cold. You don't take any damage or anything, but you're out cold.
I definitely spread my legs a little bit. Not being threatening, just getting ready in case something's about to go off. Because I don't like it that they just hit Frederick.
He's like, well, this got complicated quick. All right. We're going to go back to the station. And then we're going to talk. It smells out here. Johnny, could you grab their weapons?
I give him my revolver, but I don't tell him about the
Okay. All right.
knife hit.
So it's you guys' choice if you want to hand your weapons over. You don't want to.
Well, I can't hand over the axe. So it's whether I want to or not, it's not happening. I'll hand over.
I'm already
everything but
walking out of
axe.
the graveyard. I'm like, it stinks here. I want to keep.
Okay.
I'm done.
Well, the guy that did the rifle butt thing, you can definitely tell he's a deputy because he wants to beat the tar out of people. So.
Yep.
Gentlemen, I can assure you that we'll come back with you. We don't necessarily have to pull all our weapons. We can just follow on a good act of good faith.
You hear another one of them, an action being cocked back to the second position.
I'm on top of the hill and I go, come on, it's different out here.
I'm still just standing there, just waiting to see what happens.
They start patting you down. And is your weapon hit at all?
Uh,
No, I
I
don't
don't
think.
think it is. No.
So they pull out that strange tomahawk.
I wouldn't let it leave the holster all the way. Once they start grabbing it, I touch the wrist, I'd grab them and be like, yeah, you can't have that.
Well, the guy with the rifle butt, once again, with this one straight to your forehead.
Mm,
Are you going to try to dodge or defend yourself?
100%.
Okay. Roll me a parry.
Caesar's just like,
Do you want to give me doom or anything?
Let me
It's under
see what my parry
coordination.
is. Yeah. I will give you a doom.
thank you.
You hand me a dice left.
He uses that dude to just hit you.
I was gonna say, just
Gonna
gonna
hit me back with it.
Ooh.
Ooh, I have a critical success of 1, and then I have another success. So 3 successes.
Three? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
Nice.
Just took it right back.
Just used it.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily go on the offensive, but I would go on the defensive.
I'm already like leaving. I'm like ready to go. But
How
Are
many
you-
successes did you have?
3.
3? That's nice. You get a rifle butt to your forehead.
How many did I need?
Good attempt.
You needed one more than that. Because I did an opposed.
Okay.
Opposed, and so everything. You have a white flash. Everything goes black. You're not taking damage. You're just getting.
Cedric chuckles a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you probably.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm already.
Yeah, and they've got. Yeah.
I got my only weapon,
Yeah.
and then I have the knife, but it's like
oh, I
in my arm. I don't think they're gonna.
Okay, they're not patting you down. They do grab your knife if they see one. Any hidden ones, they're not patting you down. But after the second incident, they man, would they? If it wasn't the middle of the night, they would have patted everybody down. But they're not. So you go back, you get
It's just
put into yeah. Well, they're the KO'd are being
Yeah.
carried. Yeah. Brought and put in the jail. You and Frederick are in one cell, and y'all are. Actually, no, the lady would have her own cell, and all the guys are in another one. There are 3.
Go
There,
down. Just,
yeah. So, the sheriff sits down, and pretty much like his nightgown thing. It's like he looks ticked off, at the same time not super excited that his deputies did that. Number 1, there was no one else down there, so it looks like y'all were trying to rob a grave. That specific one, I don't care that you'd be doing it, but still, it's wrong. Now, I do feel bad about your 2 compadres there being quieted.
that is okay.
And Frederick, around now, you'd probably be coming to. You're not.
Good.
Yep.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Sheriff, but I've been led to believe that we have been hired, so you might say, to protect this cemetery.
No one told me that.
I would think that we, our hirers, whoever they may be, would be informing you of that, but I guess not. So, when we did realize in the middle of the night that we are supposed to be doing our duty, we did stumble upon some people. And I am a man of science, and I don't believe in such voodoo magic, but they did some things I've never seen before. They were there and they were digging that grave. That grave was already dug, and they just attacked us. And we, being the people we are, defended. And obviously we were getting outnumbered. That's why we are so beat up. Besides my friends, you beat them up. And I don't know what they did, but they were like these ghoul things, which I've never seen before. And they cut themselves and opened some weird. I know I sound crazy, I swear, but and I look crazy, but I'm a man of science. I don't believe in this stuff, but this stuff was crazy. I swear. You saw us digging because we wanted to see what they were after. Because there's something weird. I could prove it. And I pull out my little magnifying glass.
Oh.
I can see this weird stuff with this thing.
He's
And I-
starting to check the
If you want to take a look, you can.
just 1 second. He's going to kind of read the room, see if
And
you just-
I'm probably like,
yeah, you're you're acting like you're talking crazy. He's not. You're not talking crazy.
Like nodding in agreement very quietly.
You're freaking him out. He's
That's probably not what we want to do.
I think y'all need to sleep something off. You said someone hired you. Well, I wasn't given anything, and you're kind of coming to.
Okay.
You're starting to raise up, and you're lifting yourself up, and you feel a body in the bed. You glance over, and it's Boone.
Yeah.
oh, hey,
And then I asked, where are we? Then I look around.
oh, it's a normal sight.
Do you recognize the name Thaddeus?
No, it sounds fancy.
Boom. Tell him you hired us. Tell him we're here on purpose.
I know I forgot something. He smells
Like alcohol.
like he's sweating it. Like he is.
Can I pat him down and look for a letter or anything that would say why we're here?
If you go ahead, pat him down.
Yeah.
Pat him down. Did you do
Observation?
sure.
Okay.
I think I lean over to Jay and I
Take
said,
Okay,
you
you're
mentioned that you knew the guy down there. They didn't say.
now remember you're speaking through the bars to her.
Yeah. Well, I'm like leaning.
Okay, so
My arms.
dude, roll a stealth on that one. Stealth. Please. Please.
Your stealth is like
If I pass this, there is. I failed.
that's
I almost passed one though.
Almost is still a fail. Okay.
and almost made
It's a really bad whisper. Twist. No.
This is not good. Y'all know this isn't going well.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty good goose egg on your forehead.
Okay.
Well, looks like you know Boone. Well, he kept saying it in the saloon. Now, y'all can sleep off whatever this is. Boone's going to be released in the morning if he's sober enough. I need documentation of what was going on. I'm going to go take a nap. And as he's walking off, you can definitely hear, I don't get paid enough for this junk. Let me start.
I took notes of what happened.
Okay, good.
I could use that.
Cool.
Okay. So,
Did any of the other guys stay in there?
yeah, they're the individual that was pretty aggressive, he's not allowed in at the moment.
Okay.
And you're hearing him getting his he's getting a chewing from the sheriff.
Okay. Well, I won't kill the sheriff then. That was a joke.
So the one guy that he's just kind of back, he's got a coach gun, just kind of resting on his legs, and he's just kind of resting his eyes. So you guys can, if you want to chat or just go to sleep, you can.
Is anyone going to tell me what's going on here?
I took some notes if you want to read it.
I would like that. Yes.
Here you go. Like, I don't know. It's just notes about like,
what language do you write in?
That would be
ooh, say German.
German.
Oh man.
I can't read a single thing on this paper.
So you're just kind of checking the room. Okay, there is a little bit of light in here. You can definitely see that their arsenal pretty much doubled because of all your weapons are there. And they surprisingly took a chain and actually went through all the finger guards of all your weapons, and just locked it up.
What about my tomahawk?
You don't see it.
That does not make me happy.
No, I know. It doesn't make you happy, but you don't see it by the firearms.
Okay. So can I use
And
my power just to tell where it's at?
now, Jeff,
Yeah,
your dagger's pretty well hidden, right?
it is.
But they did knock you out. They would have patted you. And looking around, you don't see your dagger either.
All right.
I don't think I'm sleep it off, I guess.
Can I use my
Take more notes.
power just to see or feel where it's at? Not call it to me, but just sense where it's at.
That'd be a sorcery.
What?
That'd be a sorcery.
Let me see where my source is.
Taking notes for Thaddeus saying we got arrested and stuff.
You're having to take mental notes at the moment.
Oh,
I took your
I have
pencil.
it in my book.
You're in a graveyard. It looks like you were digging stuff up. There was gunfire. That's what brought them. And they have no clue what's going on. They're sleepy. They just want to. The easiest thing is just to wait till morning and start asking more questions then. So.
Okay.
Well,
Hang on, let me roll for this quick. Just to see where it's at. I'm not gonna cause any trouble.
I was gonna say.
This is the only thing I have to my father, so this. No successes.
I think Cedric.
Okay, you're trying to do it subtly, and you're getting nauseous again.
Okay.
But it's not like a natural nauseousness. It's like you're like,
Interesting.
But after surveying the room, I would lay down on the.
I think I'm gonna get the most sleep I've gotten in a while. My character.
okay.
I'm just gonna start pacing up and down. Not saying a word, just
I'm out.
So you're not gonna sleep?
I'm asleep. We're not getting out until morning.
sit it right now.
What? You gotta say your accent, not that one.
Was. Okay. I think I'd like open my eyes and look at him because he just
Yeah.
he's like, how about you sit down? We're not getting out until morning. You're being annoying.
Okay. I forgot, but y'all had a trauma.
Mm-hmm.
All your persuasions were supposed to be one step more difficult.
Mine didn't work anyways.
Yeah. So
Well,
just
after he said that.
just as a
That's one more.
this is a continuing of the scene. So it's going to be morning. The sheriff comes in, sipping his coffee, and then he's wearing pretty good duds. His vest has multiple buttons and it's high buttoned. He's got a red kind of kerchief kind of tucked in. And his vest actually is like a reddish color. And he's got,
He's getting paid real well.
or he was. Yeah. So now you definitely see his pistols though. They're totally custom.
Mm.
Yep. You're remembering last night they didn't have a sight, and he can definitely. It looks like his holsters he's cut them so he can quick draw real quick. The other deputies that are kind of walking that the aggressive one, you didn't hear his name. Um, his left eye kind of goes in a little bit. He's a bigger guy though, and it's not. So when he hits hard. The sheriff sits down, sipping on his coffee. You guys are given some bread stuff.
Mm.
Let's start over. Why were you digging a hole in the cemetery? Actually, let's step back. What are you doing in my town? What are you doing in Burnt Tree?
We were hired to come here.
All right. And Boone is still sleeping.
Again. Pull out my like alcohol. That stuff that I would put
He does this.
That's
What? What? What?
Explain it.
Do you not have any documents that says we were to come here?
You're making me look stupid.
I don't need the help with that.
All those years in the academy wasted.
You just said.
And I just walk off.
Get to the other side of the. Documentation.
Boone, check your pockets.
Oh, that's empty. And like if you remember, he wears super baggy clothes, so his like arm is going, and like his clothes are moving. It looks kind of like a curtain in the wind, kind of like really awkward. I got maybe in my room, and he just turns and good morning, Sheriff.
Can you shoot him? Just shoot him right now.
You said he was free to go this morning?
Yeah, if
If
he was sober.
That man is not sober. To be fair, she is right.
He does open it up. Boom. Staggers.
Boone, go check your room. Okay, come back, check your room.
I just sat down.
So it feels like forever, and it definitely takes a really long time.
It's half a day.
comes back with a
3
bottle.
days later.
Yep. The other deputies have gone out. You're kind of hearing that they filled the grave back in, and they're just like, "What the heck's going on?" You can hear them talking outside of the cell. They're not used to this kind of stuff, so they're really confused. The sheriff is out doing rounds and stuff like that. So Boone's been away for a while. So it's close to noon. He does come back. He is sloshed again. And he's got a piece of paper. And he's handing it to the cabinet, not the sheriff.
To your left. I don't know where the sheriff is. I'm
Yeah,
And-
the left.
Yes.
And the sheriff opens it. What is this? Is documentation. What? This is a shopping list.
I just start hitting my head.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you're okay.
Can we have someone sober go with Boone? And the others stay here?
Sure. If you don't find anything, then we'll talk more. Which one of you? Well, not you.
I would, yeah, Jade or Patrick. I'm
Well, which Frederick or Jade, which one of you would want to go?
I would probably go. I would
Okay.
be willing to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's currently checking my skills. I think she'll be better at it.
Okay. All right.
whisper through the books. Get us out of here.
So Boone goes back to the hotel. And you've got two deputies with you. One of which is the not so nice one.
What's his name, Butch?
It's Cassidy.
Nice.
Same thing.
And so Boone starts like looking in his bed.
Boone, in your stuff, not your bed. Where's all your stuff that you brought?
Like die.
But he's,
I'm like digging through stuff.
well, his room is empty. Like he didn't
Here,
bring any of his stuff into his room.
where's your stuff?
Butter.
Where's your wagon?
Lost the wagon again?
Where did you see the wagon last?
You definitely you remember where the wagon was. There, if you want to search, so that'd be like an observation.
I think I need to give you a doom.
Oh, thank
I have a trauma.
Yep.
So no. This is not gonna be easy for me. I have 2 successes. So
You just needed one to know that there is nothing.
I kicked the
I'm
wagon.
gonna die out here.
You would
Bust out.
you were set with nothing. And then that realization hits you. You're shook. Your stomach kind of hurts. Like you're like, a thought does cross your mind. Maybe Boone could go back and get document because there's no telegraph
Yeah.
here. There's no regular routes here.
3 days. Like Boone, why don't you go back and talk to Thaddeus?
Permission to do that.
Well, you can get
Because the deputies are watching.
you can
I'm
get
talking to Boone. Boone's not in trouble.
yeah. Boone's not in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Is Boone gonna survive?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, they're all alone.
Y'all kind of talk this over with the sheriff. He approves it, and he's willing to send one of his deputies with.
Oh.
So
Which deputy?
Johnny,
So not the mean one.
no.
Okay.
The sheriff likes the mean one sometimes. You can tell. There's, well, I guess you're gonna be here for a while. So, yep. And he just, it's
You have cards? You got a deck of cards?
well near the evening, like you guys can play cards and stuff like that. Yeah, do you guys try to talk to any of the deputies or just mainly to the sheriff? The sheriff did introduce himself. Apologies, Sheriff Duncan.
Here?
Now, you, Frederick and Jade can do a lore on me to see if you would know that name, and if anybody else would want to. It's just going. If you have a trauma, it's one more. It's going to be one more step. Your goal here is 2.
My sister.
I have one.
1. Okay.
I'll give you a doom.
Why? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can still assist. My lore is incredibly high.
But you're not a gunfighter.
It is specific.
Okay.
What was that?
I have 3.
3. Okay, you. It's taking you a little time, but you've heard that name, Duncan. The beginnings of the Civil War. He stopped a lot of things real quick. After the war, there is hearsay about him being a peacemaker for hire that did a very good job.
Mm.
So to you, Frederick, he's kind of got some military clout. So, so y'all are playing cards, like rolling dice and stuff like that.
Yahtzee.
In essence, do you guys have any questions for any of them, or?
Sheriff Duncan, you notice anything weird going on around here?
Yeah, 4 people were in a graveyard. There's a hole. Then this crazy looking one tells me that you were attacked. There's no bodies. I heard a lot of gunfire. So yeah,
I've got nothing to say. I think I'm crazy.
that's not helping.
How long have you been sheriff here for?
About 5 years. Prior to that, was moving around. Asking me was in the grave.
Whose grave was that? That
I think it was Douglas. He was a shifty fella, stayed around a little bit, made trouble. I had to stop him.
Ask him what trouble he made.
I heard you.
What trouble did he make?
What did you make?
I'm still thinking because I'm Native American, he's like just being mean to me, but I'm just misreading him as a person. Too long's thinking it's being racist, but he's just misreading him.
He he cheated at cards, or initially he said other people were cheating at cards, and then he started blasting up the saloon. So I had to put him down. We didn't know about any next of kin or anything, so we just buried him. But what I hear, that's kind of what he did. Not a nice fella. Go fish.
Yeah, I keep saying.
Sheriff, what rank were you before you quit?
Colonel.
All right. Where'd you fight at, Colonel Duncan?
Sadly, I was at Gettysburg. I was at a lot of other places. Why?
Curious. I was in the cavalry before I quit. I saw some things that were completely unexplainable, and still to this day, if I were to say them, I would be crazy. But I suffered the trauma from it. And I was wondering if maybe you'd seen something similar.
I kick you under the table. So you stop doing that.
I've seen the evils of men year after year. And that's why I'm a peacemaker to the best of my ability.
Well then, if you let me, let's drink to living.
You enjoy your water.
I enjoy a drink.
After a few more hands of cards, it's getting dark. They're kind of bedding down. Frederick and Tulak,
Mm-hmm.
could you roll me a sorcery for me?
Oh, I was about to ask that question too.
Is there anything that I can reach?
Can I
Like,
help?
Does the mess this up? Or we need to roll one higher?
Yes, this is supposed to be 2, so it'd be 3 for you, sadly, Frederick. What do you got there?
I'm
20.
gonna trust in the heart of the
Huh?
dice.
At 20.
Oh, 20.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, 20. I'm just gonna.
I have 2 successes.
That's what you needed.
Good.
Could I spend a fortune to cancel that 20?
Not to cancel it, no.
Okay.
Okay, Frederick, it's kind of both of you are getting a weird kind of sense in your gut.
Okay.
Once the sun went down, it's getting darker. Now, Frederick, you're starting to smell something in the air. It kind of smells like the night before.
Sheriff Duncan, you got anybody watching the graveyard?
Now,
you don't know.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
critical fail. Oh, okay.
but you've got that weird sense inside now. You're starting to feel like a coldness on your calf, like, and then if you're sitting, it like you feel almost like you got paws on your lap. You're feeling.
Wait, where's my?
You're
I had a fortune. Oh, it's hidden. Sorry.
Now you see Frederick kind of shifting, and that coldness changes, and you just kind of feel it kind of in front of you. You're oblivious to you can kind of smell something in the air. Because of that complication, this is going to happen a lot quicker.
I didn't like it even when you did.
There's kind of a mist kind of forming and kind of rolling in into the room.
jail.
Who's in the jail besides us? Is it the sheriff?
See the mist?
Or is it just the big?
You got the big mean guy, and then the other another deputy. He's been really quiet. You kind of heard that its name was like Fred. You think? Like one of those people that you don't necessarily remember their name. They're like,
Fred,
oh,
Joe.
yeah,
Just a plain.
yeah. And they're just kind of sitting. You know that the other deputy was checking the graveyard. Just
Has it been going long?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like, hey guys, where's the other deputy?
what, lady?
Where's your other deputy?
He's walking around the graveyard.
He's been gone quite a while.
Yeah.
You don't find that peculiar at all?
Well, other than the fact that he's having to check the graveyard, he steps up, steps out, Are you kind of watching him go out?
Mm-hmm.
Steps by the window. It looks like he gets a foot taller.
Oh no.
I want to use my wonderful.
Oh, let's see if you still have that.
Yeah, because you showed it to the sheriff.
But I
Okay, well that's not necessarily something you take your
yeah.
you don't need to roll for it
Okay.
because you're not gonna be holding it up there.
Mhm.
You put the monocle up. The mist has some weird colors in it. You look over where the guy's in essence hovering. You see like a greenish flame hand
Ooh.
holding him up, strangling the life out of him.
The sheriff?
That deputy.
Oh,
Is the other deputy?
The other deputy is still sitting.
the big strong one's just chilling?
Yeah, the big strong one.
Yeah.
So is he like when I take the monocle down? Is he like floating?
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, he's dying.
What?
I'm not doing that.
It's one thing. Roll me a persuasion.
He said
Which one is it? Which persuasion?
persuasion. It's
Yeah.
it's the one.
It-
Got it.
It would have been a 1, but it has to be a 2 for you because of your trauma.
Should I give him doom?
By saying, if
You might have just let the guy die.
He's in my ass.
He's assisting, so
I need my ass. You gotta get me out of the cell, bro. We're gonna die.
2 successes.
Yes.
he turns and he starts running out there, and you know when someone runs into a pole, that happens, but it looks like another hand. But this time y'all actually see it. It's Carlos. Lift and just John Cena's him. Just down to the ground, and as he lands, you hear
Oh.
he snapped his neck.
Sounds sick.
And then Carlos looks up, and you can see the slight weird glimmer in his eye. And then he sits down in the chair.
I remember you. How are you
What's
doing?
the deputy doing? He works for them, doesn't he?
The big deputy?
He just died.
I thought that was Sheriff Duncan that gets down.
No,
No.
the sheriff isn't in there. Yeah, that was so
Just the two of the deputies.
to the deputy. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Sit page.
Now, Jade, I'm intrigued why you're here. And you're looking at him. He still has all the bullet holes in him. You got new crew.
I wouldn't so much call them my crew. I'm more so.
We're like friends. Best friends.
And this prior to this was no, I wasn't gonna have any mental attacks, but he's gonna be. It gets real awkward because you're close to the you're close to the bars, and so he gets up close, and he's like a half a head taller than you, and he's like sniffing at the bars. This was a joke.
I'm kidding.
Just like kind of friends. Acquaintances.
I think I'm probably going to die.
You
Get out of here, Dre, with your crafty skills while he's distracted.
I'm distracting him. Go.
There's nothing.
He's hurting my brain right now. I have a knife. I have a knife in my arm.
Okay. So
No.
you need to beat 2 successes with a discipline, and remember you have a trauma, so it's actually you need 3.
On what?
Discipline.
Discipline?
Yes.
Since my
I'm gonna have to
character
give him some doom.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give you doom.
Just one, 2.
You need 3 successes?
Yeah.
My discipline's pretty good though. I'll still give you a doom though. Please don't let me die. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome.
You 3. Yeah.
Okay. So you have that feeling of pure and utter dread. There is a corpse staring back at you, slightly grinning and smelling you. But then you're like, I've seen it last night.
I'm also intrigued because it's
Yeah.
a corpse.
Yep. So you're kind of you push past that fear. Uh and he's puts his hands slowly around the bars. You're starting to feel like a cold chill kind of emanating off of him. Uh, an interesting crew too. And he just kind of sits back down. Thank you. The so you've got the big guy's dead right there. The other guy's laying on the decking out there. And around this time you start hearing screams throughout the town.
Any gunshots or just screams?
Just screams.
It's like we were there for a reason.
Then like weird like crunching and tearing sounds.
Told you so.
What? Crunching.
Okay.
The I've got all night, so were you after little old me?
I never knew what happened to you, so I was looking to see, but I wouldn't say I was after you in a malicious way.
Well,
I was always fond of you when we ran around together, so.
yeah. It's like really odd because you can tell that he's trying.
Trying
Part of
to
his
smile.
lip is like part of his lip and cheek are missing here, and he's grinning on that side, and only part of the lip is going up. Well, something didn't like what Brutus did to your dog there, and he's staring right at where the cold is. And a bunch of big things came at us. But I'm better now. You see some shadows moving behind dragon bodies.
I just muttered it under my breath.
He is an outlaw.
Yes.
That you're chained up, you hear chains. That chained up one starts coming through the and now that there's some light, a lantern light. It looks bigger than the other ghouls were, like a little bit more muscular, but it has cuts all over it, like healed up cuts. And its nails are like 2-3 inches long, and it's got also like almost like it's carved runes into itself because you can look that that's not. It's like I said, it's got that collar and everything around it. It starts making weird noises and stuff, and Carlos kind of looks over, nods, and goes back to the conversation with you guys. So that thing's just kind of pacing outside. Are you looking through that monocle at all? Or are you just
I would think so.
okay?
I mean,
Like hiding it, like
I could stand in front of you. Then you could look.
I think I'm away from the bars, so
Okay.
we can't be like grab it, but
Okay.
I'd be like,
yeah. Well, when you glance through, if you look towards Jade, her dog is like on defense mode.
mm-hmm.
Uh, you've got if you're looking out through the window and the door, the those ghouls are dragging dead bodies, and then it looks like the spirits of the individuals are walking behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that big speck, like that greenish flame. You see it now. It's kind of going slowly around the building, and it's a bigger individual, but you can definitely see there's a big hole through it as it was going around. Almost like it was like a something that may have died from a gunshot wound.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah. So, you hired a new crew just to find out what happened to me. That don't make no sense.
Well, I actually did not hire them. I just have tagged along.
Now you're hearing some gunfire.
Okay.
And you definitely hear that it's come, and you can hear the voice of the sheriff. Excuse me. Carlos stands up, steps outside.
I'm gonna try for my axe again.
Alright.
Is there? Can I use my knife to like pick the lock?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Here you go.
What would that be? Thievery?
Yeah.
Which I still have to roll sorcery, right?
Mm-hmm. And you don't have a trauma, so.
Okay, well let me re-roll these because I didn't see what they were anyways. But you said trauma, so
Sorry.
I didn't look what they were. That's my bad.
Oh wait, this is the first time you've seen a walking corpse. Let's have you roll a discipline first.
Okay. One success.
Cool. And excuse me.
You need this.
No, that'd be all right. 240. That's not enough.
Nice.
5, 6, 7. You take 7 resolve.
Oh my gosh. Take 7?
Yeah. I didn't roll very good.
Yeah, dude. Now you know what we've been missing. We've been missing.
Now you've got a. The first time he walked in and those dead eyes looked at you. A cold chill went down your spine.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you peed a little. Yeah. Yeah, you took over 5, so that means you have a trauma.
Okay. So I still keep the resolve damage even though I've got a trauma?
Yes.
You look over and go, first time, huh?
Dang it. She got 2 successes on her thing.
Okay.
I got a critical success and a critical fail. So does it just cancel itself out?
Negates.
I got a 1 and a 20.
Oh.
I don't do
One second. Okay, so you start doing this as quickly as you can when Carlos leaves the room. Well, you do recall that there is that weird, creepy ghoul right there. So you're just trying to do it in front of him?
No. That thing with its claws. I don't know what I would.
Your dog can take him.
Is he focused on the building or is he focused on?
Roll an observation for me. This would be a single success that you need, but you have a trauma, so you need 2.
No.
You're kind of freaked out right now. But you did have a thievery, so you know you could totally pick that lock with what you have because of the way it is. Now going back to you trying to get your axe. You reach out to try to get it to pull, and you hear a scream.
Oh no.
It was a man's scream, but you still heard a scream when you pulled.
Sheriff Duncan, wasn't it? I guess we'll find out later.
How about you roll me an insight to actually see if you can distinguish?
Okay.
It would be a single success, but you need to have 2 because you have a trauma.
Right. I got 3 successes.
Okay. That was that other deputy.
The no-name guy?
Yeah, the no-name one that was at the cemetery.
Except anyways, okay.
Yeah,
Is it coming to him? Is that what it's doing, or did it just like?
you got a success and you also had a failure. So, and,
It goes like halfway.
Yeah, it just stops.
or like it was in his belt. So, you're hearing a lot of shuffling and a lot of gunfire, and you do hear like bodies falling. Um,
Hmm.
and you do hear a lot of cussing, like what in the world? What is? Uh, but then Carlos went out, and you definitely recall the sound of his sawn off going off, and a heavy of a body falling.
Mm.
Carlos comes walking back in. You can see the sheriff getting drugged towards the cemetery. Well, it's good seeing you, Jade. Not so much you, Kent. Rest of you. See you around. Just kind of nods and heads out.
Okay, goodbye.
Does everything else go with him?
It's super creepy because all the ghouls kind of, some of them, one of them walks in, kind of tries to reach, and then looks over.
Middle hand.
Oh, and that one that was, you can see that it's got a bullet hole from you in it. So that was your first night in the cell, full night. We get to roll resistances
Mm.
because you guys are there alone in a town, in a ghost town.
Because
I
everybody's
think
dead.
we should try and break out.
Yeah, can't you quit?
I just,
They're all dead. They don't care if we leave anymore.
Yeah, so the rest of the night it just gets quiet. But the creepy thing is not a coyote or anything. So do you try to break out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, you had already rolled. So yeah, so you get out, you can get the keys and unlock. You can try to get your weapons and stuff like that. You could totally find that.
I would first let them get the keys and let the rest of them out. At that point, then I would go see if I can get our guns
Okay.
or my guns really.
Yeah. Like maybe my pack's there or something. I had all my like.
Yeah, it's just laying. They had no clue what all of it was. They're just like,
And then after I'll take a step outside, make observation.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty sight out there. There's blood everywhere. There's drag marks, pieces of
No
body.
bodies.
Yeah, the sheriff is actually pinned up against a wall, upside down,
But he's intact.
kind of.
Can we take them down?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
his.
I want the body.
Give him the best burial that we could.
What was that, Frederick?
I said a bloody pentagram behind him.
Like candles?
It's not really. I guess you could call it a pentagram. It's just a weird. It'd be almost like a sun,
Okay.
and his entrails are, most of them are gone, and they're just hanging down into his face.
I'd want to give him a proper burial.
I'm gonna like look at you guys and go, with all due respect, I want to turn that man into a fighting machine.
A what?
A fighting machine.
I'm like,
Yeah, because
What?
I would be helping.
yeah. Like,
I am totally on board with you, but we're gonna cut out the machine part.
That's the only way I can do it.
What?
That's the only way I can do it. I need to augment his body.
are you saying you want to bring him back, Frederick?
I can bring him back.
You can bring him back.
I can bring the sheriff back from the grave.
Okay.
And in fact, to totally explain it to you guys, so if I can bring him back from the grave, and if you are able to heal him back, well, that's a, I think it's called a wound. If you can get rid of one of his wounds, I don't know if you guys would have any way of doing that.
I have good
Yeah.
medicine or healing, so
He would be permanently brought back to life. He wouldn't just a zombie or anything.
I'm gonna talk into this is Cedric talking to Frigid. So say we work together on this. I help you, you help me. I take out the machine part. Can we do this together and make so-called fighter zombie, I guess?
Yeah.
Because
Should
what
we
I
do
want to
that?
do, I just want to.
Should we take his guns from him before you do that?
For
or
me?
what do we need to do?
His pistols aren't by him. The weapons are just laying out. Okay. They're
Those are nice.
Yeah.
Pistols.
Frederick, your dagger was laying kind of where he fell originally. Your axe is Fred was lodged stuck against the wall with your axe jammed in his neck. So
I just pull it out and
We-
say a prayer.
If wait, is that a full body for Eddie?
they've been munched on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm saying. We will do what you have because I trust you. But if yours doesn't work, I don't need all the body parts and all that. I can try and make it without the entrails. I would just need the brain, maybe the heart, vital organs, and I can work on that.
We really gonna do this?
Oh yeah,
And you know what you're doing.
oh yeah.
Um,
I think I'm grinning.
The singer.
My character's grinning ear to ear.
Look, my matches that.
And I have a table. I have a perfectly good operating table.
My character trait is righteous.
It's
So I'm
just-
just having a whole moral dilemma while you guys are having this conversation.
Righteousness does not matter.
I'm just like,
Ethics out the window.
Okay, Frederick,
Yes.
you found your dagger.
Uh-huh.
You've got all your sorcery accoutrement, as it were. What is your goal here? You want to tie the silver cord.
I would love to tie the silver cord, but
Do
I think I need 5 successes for that.
yes, you need 5 successes. You have a trauma, so that would be 6.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
Let's
my
get-
lord. Fortune point. That is just one automatic success.
It would be 2 because you're trained in it.
Boring.
Because you have a focus.
Assist. I want to assist. And I'm good at sorcery as well. Maybe I'm not like in the know of that, but I do have a high sorcery because of my studies. So I probably know what he's doing, but
You could actually do a medicine to put the organs that are
Okay.
there back because he doesn't have all of them. Put in
Yeah.
that consideration. So like
yeah, if you bring it back,
I'll do that.
possibly.
I will do that.
Okay. So
just-
roll a medicine.
Well, have we gotten his body down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hold it down.
Yeah, you're covered in
Yeah.
in blood.
This is the first time you've seen me like smile. Like, okay, what do we need?
But I have these really cool pistols in my hand.
You're gonna have to give it back. He sits
I'll
up.
give them back.
He sits up.
One success.
One success.
Yep.
I just might.
You it's not very pretty what you do.
But it works.
For all intents and purposes, I guess. Yeah,
Can I roll a healing to help? Or
Frederick, you have a sense that you won't be able to tie the silver cord because of his missing organs.
Okay.
I'm just working with what I have.
Let's do the raise it back and then still And you know what?
Could we
I'm
get,
waiting for him to give me the go.
You know a sermon.
All right.
could we find other organs maybe and like fill in the hole?
Do I need
Like,
organs to make what I want to make?
Wow.
If I had a year, I couldn't list all the reasons this book is.
I realize that, but I'm just thinking out loud. If we're bringing him back, like we can find other
Because I
organs.
know mine would take a long time.
Yours takes about a
I would-
month
I would take them along with me. Just
in Arizona.
Yep.
That's
He's gonna decay.
real quick.
Hot.
Okay, so what are you doing, Frederick?
I'm never going to make it my thing
Knowing that it's just basically not gonna work out, I'm just gonna say, you know what? We're not able to make this work out with what we've got here. Unfortunately. And then I will just say like, you know, it is in our best intentions, in our best, what's the word for it?
Interest?
Yeah, thank you. It's our best interest to just check the grave site and leave and report it all back. But I'm also going to consult my my book. And I'm not saying this out loud, I'm just telling you, I'm going to consult my book, see if there's anything related that's going on out here that I can decipher.
We're returning
To the grave.
just to the grave,
Like
not back to Thaddeus.
Well,
No, yeah, I said that afterwards.
Yeah,
afterward. Yeah.
After
After
the
the
grave.
grave one last time and then go with Thaddeus.
I want to bring.
Yeah.
How long's the trip back to Thaddeus again?
2 days.
we're without
3 days.
so
Without a wagon.
Yeah, because with
we send him back.
Boone left without us.
And your mules are fully packed up with your giant Tesla gun.
Well, I at this point would opt to bury the sheriff if
That
we're
would
no
do,
longer
yeah.
doing anything with his body.
Personally,
can, I
do
will.
burn
Does anybody have an open space?
open what?
Open space on their mules?
No.
My animal I'm new to the animal handling game, so I don't know
I'm not
mine.
putting a dead body on my horse.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
We're in Arizona.
Normally, I would say it's okay, but the manner of which how they died makes me say, no way, Jose, burn everybody.
Oh, it's been a day. Could you roll a discipline for me?
Thanks for remembering that.
It's gonna be you need
What
the first day you just need 2, but you do have a trauma, so you need 3.
are you rolling this before?
He got bit by a ghoul.
Oh, I missed that.
They need ones.
Yep.
So I need 3.
Can I check his pockets?
Yeah, you could check.
Wait, why can't I heal myself? Oh,
Well, I want to check his pockets.
2 successes.
2. You did need 3.
Yeah.
You've got a strange hunger kind of just growing. You're like you're like starting to salivate. And then you start realizing it's because of the death around you.
That doesn't seem any different than my normal self. Wipe it off. Just
Yeah.
So is any of what's happening around us the same kind of lore that Tulak would be familiar with?
Well, hang on. I want to check the
Yeah,
sheriff's
check-
pockets.
Okay, go for it.
Observation.
I had 2 successes.
Okay.
It's a critical success too,
Yeah.
for the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're checking his pockets. He's got like a few silver dollars on him, like a pocket watch, just basic stuff. Nothing crazy. At least the pockets that are still kind of intact. So you're trying to figure out like
Just to get a sense of what's
Does he
going
look
on.
handkerchief on?
It's
Take his handkerchief.
you got the handkerchief. Okay, you've got a. It's like a red silk handkerchief. It's blood red, so you're getting a sense that he kind of had it to, just in case something happened, you couldn't tell.
Yep.
Smooth.
So I'm gonna take that.
Wait, she just looted the sheriff?
Yeah.
Shit.
Now the body that you'd
Uh-huh.
taken the axe out, all that was there was part of the torso was kind of hanging in there.
Okay. For if I did a so is any of this anything I'm familiar with?
You could
I think I had 3 fortune instead of 2.
Okay.
So I wrote them out because I started with
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got an extra in the last round that I played. Yeah. What's this?
This is a pretty dark session.
If there are any whole bodies,
One success.
they're mostly whole, I will start piling them up, gathering what belongings that you have, and burning them.
Okay.
I would also, when I would see you doing that, I would kind of just follow suit. So I'm like kind of toddling behind you to try to.
Success. You know that they're
Okay.
ghouls, and you know that that guy was definitely an undead. You've heard of stuff like that, but you're not used to them working together.
Okay.
This is odd.
Okay.
Um,
What about the sun behind the sheriff? Did I catch anything from that?
that would you need to roll a sorcery for that one.
Okay.
I will assist with that because I was checking that with.
Okay. All right. So if you could, what did you roll?
Success.
One success.
Doing great tonight.
Okay. Here, roll this one.
Okay. Just the one.
Just roll the one. What is that?
It's a 12. I did not get a success. I needed an
What?
11.
Wait, your sorcery isn't over 12?
It's an 11 with a focus of 3.
Okay. So you only have one success.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a magical symbol, and it's creepy.
Mm.
That's what you're getting.
Okay.
Ooh. So, you're making a pile of the chunks of bodies because a lot of them were drug off. Are you going to go to the cemetery now, or are you going to take care of the bodies first?
I am tending to my wounds.
Okay, you're just
But I'm sad as well because I don't get any of the bodies.
To gather up the bodies first.
Yeah, same.
Go.
Okay.
to
I'm not helping with that because I'm too sad about it.
okay. You've got a big pile of the bodies. You take one of your matches and it actually just ignites
Whoa.
once you're
Yeah, my
kind of
my little Michael Dragon pulled.
yep. And you've got that cold sense every once in a while kind of walking around you.
And I understand that's my dog. Like,
You're getting that now. Now as you go to the cemetery, you see all those drag marks. That grave is totally exhumed, and there's no body in there. The what you're guessing was the casket is busted up.
Hmm.
And then it's creepily, like at the head of it in the sand is written "See you soon."
Mm.
ooh.
Well,
Do you want to look through the monocle at all?
I'm tending to my wounds back
Okay,
there. I'm
all
not
right.
even with him.
The funny thing to me is you haven't told any of these guys you've got this thing.
Yeah, we have monocle.
Yeah.
I saw you a little bit in this just
No, I told the sheriff, but
Yeah, you told the sheriff. You didn't tell us. Yeah, you didn't like explain it, and so like everyone's kind of freaked out about it. So this is awesome. You don't trust each other.
Yeah, at this point I'm like all messed up.
Okay.
and I'll explain to them since it's more of like a somber moment, like a one where we kind of recoup.
Mhm.
I am all for honoring the dead, and I would love to bury those people, but in the manner of which they died, it is far better for us and the living that they burn and perish completely.
and I'll help you do that.
Where I'm from, we always burn the body.
There's no honor for the dead. They do not know what you are doing.
Unless you want to come back.
I believe the dead do not care what you do. And I'm
So
still
it's-
somber because I didn't get to keep the body. That's the only thing I'm sad about.
Sure. Um,
Then, Cedra, the dead, have feelings too.
They do not. They are dead. How can you have feelings when you are dead?
you're having such an interesting philosophical conversation. Like around it, like you're smelling like burning
I'm still
pork.
messing.
Yeah. It's not for those of you who've not been around burning this, it's not the most pleasant smell.
How would you know?
Why? I've smelled like third-degree burn. It's yeah.
It's memorable.
hmm On a still dark note, yeah. Well, what we were just talking about, the morning comes, you guys went to the hotel. There's all the places you go. It just says like it was a slaughter.
Mm.
Um, so you've got a decision. You can leave because
We've
there's
got to go see Thaddeus. I
Yeah,
think.
we've got to go update that.
okay.
If we have time
For
for
rest.
materials for acids,
Oh,
Well, we
in
can't take a whole lot back.
I
yeah,
have space in my bag.
you've got a little space.
Yeah.
You now just put in consideration you're leaving pretty much like a horrible crime scene,
Mm-hmm.
and the deputy went with
Oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah.
There's nothing we can do about it now.
Or you need to find Boone first.
Or we kills the
Can't
deputy.
catch it. How are we gonna catch him?
We kills the
He's going to Thaddeus as well. So we're not
He's
gonna
only
overtake him.
he's only a day.
Yeah, so we
I
can.
guess if we ride hard.
Yeah,
He won't be able to ride hard.
we've got to make sure the
That's like-
deputy, because all we're gonna do is
Let's go.
incriminate ourselves more. But I don't
Although
think
when
we
the,
need to
when the
kill
deputy gets to Thaddeus's town, he really
Well,
doesn't
they'll,
have
here's the thing. They'll go to Thaddeus and then they'll come back. We can meet them.
to first the deputy, and I don't think we should kill him.
I don't think
So I'm like, I don't think we should kill him.
Keep that in mind.
We don't have to kill anybody.
I'm just saying,
Did
if
we-
we, if
did-
we need to.
Did we hear anything about him having a family or anything?
they're probably dead.
Well, I know, but we can grab a keepsake or something for him that we didn't have to come back to.
How are we gonna know?
That's what I
We stole this.
That's what
We took this body. Is it yours?
because there's blood on it. Yeah, I was just a thought, trying to be nice, but no, never mind. Forget it. We're just
Yeah.
gonna go on. You know now.
Well, I'm on a horse, so you can be on your donkey, but
Uh, if you want to pick the lock, you'd have been stuck in the cell, all y'all, for days.
Brutal.
Yep. But yep. So, are you guys heading out of town or?
Yeah, there's no need to stay. We're picked up our supplies and we can be on our way.
I was gonna say.
I mean, yeah,
First.
probably look for materials to make acids or something.
Okay, so basically we're gonna.
Like
Sack if
loot
there was-
go.
there's nobody-
I'll loot if no one else does, but
I'm gonna fill my water skin and make sure we got stuff like that.
Okay, you can honestly you have a pick of whatever you want from the town.
Yeah.
I would probably go replace my shirt since my shirt's still shredded.
Yep.
So I would replace my shirt.
Are you just gonna leave the town as is, or are you gonna set it ablaze, or like just so I have anything that you do will always like there's always consequences for whatever happens because like the world is constantly.
As far as I'm concerned, nobody but the dead people knew we were there, so we might as well just leave it.
I am in the general store.
Okay.
Looking for stuff.
Frederick, do
Like-
you agree with just leaving the buildings up? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No.
I'm done.
There's no reason that we should burn the buildings down. You know, a couple of years later, it might be a ghost town when the souls return if they choose to. But I mean, on second thought, I'm gonna set up some precautionary things so that it doesn't turn into a ghost town.
Good idea.
And yeah, but ultimately, just burning it down would be a complete waste.
Yeah, I agree.
If you recall, there wasn't really a whole bunch. They're just basic supplies.
Hmm.
Not you could. There's like flour and stuff like that. Not the best liquor or anything in town because this town was dying and sadly is.
Now dead.
I've got my own.
Um, so you guys start heading back.
Yep.
Cool.
I think that's a pretty good place to.
Got it. Whew.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
That was
It was the worst. It was fun.
As long as it was fun.
It was fun, but too lots.
It was
Not.
fine. It was just like, dang.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I was hoping to save the sheriff, and then it was like,
Well, he took out. Y'all didn't see. He took out a few of them, which is
Good job.
impressive. So.
but now I have his pistols.
Mhm.
Because
And if things had lined up correctly, we could have potentially brought him back to life completely and wholly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was bad. I'll probably explain that to you guys later.
what is his pistol? What is his pistols look like?
They're
They're
they're peacemakers. So they're single action Colts, without sights. There's not extra engravings and stuff like that, but the grips themselves are special, so it's hard to drop them. Well, those watching. What was that?
I was wondering if this town had any dynamite. It's not a
I
mining
wouldn't
town,
think so.
so-
It was a mining town
Oh.
named Burnt Tree. Because
Funny.
they built the town and people kept going out into the mountains trying to find like ore, and they just never found anything. The reason it's called Burnt Tree, this would have been one of the conversations you would have had with the sheriff before everything. That was the one landmark that people kept. There's a burnt tree, so that's.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. I had fun traumatizing everybody. Hopefully, y'all had fun too. So,
It's a good time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See you next
next
time.
time.